What if I told you the negotiation starts well before the first offer? I'm Amy Pecoraro, your Lombard real estate expert. And by the end of this video, you'll know the 3 proven tactics that help my clients save thousands on their home purchases. The first thing I would recommend is to come in with a fair offer. Your initial offer should be a fair offer for that property. If you come in with a lowball, all you're gonna do is upset the seller and you're gonna cut off the negotiation pipeline with them because they're gonna be upset. A fair offer would be determined by me helping you pull comps and decide what is the value of that property and what a fair offer looks like. Each house is gonna be different, but we do up a market evaluation and we determine what is a fair offer. Fair offers are typically no more than 3% under what the market value is. The definition of what the value of a property is what is a buyer willing to pay for that property? Let's think about this from a financial standpoint. If a house is listed, say for $300,000 and the market evaluation comes back at $300,000, it doesn't make sense to bring in an offer of $290,000. The value is $300,000. So all you're going to do is upset a seller if you come in trying to get a deal. Pay them what it's worth, and they're going to be much more likely to negotiate with you and work with you on the other parts of the contract, whether it be personal property, whether it be leaving different things in the house for you, snowblowers and such. We're talking about 2025. We're talking about the market we're in right now. In the past, coming in 3% under the list price is pretty typical. But when you're dealing with multiple offers and or a lot of showings, and maybe you're the first offer, but you don't want to wait until there's 6 offers on the property. You want to negotiate as quickly as possible. So you want to come in aggressively so that you can possibly get that contract signed and move on, and you've locked up the house for yourself. If you come in $10,000, $15,000 under value, now the seller's going to say, why would I rush to take that offer? I might as well wait and see if I get something better in a day or two. The next tactic I would recommend has to do with the buyer compensation. We obviously, as a buyer agent, have to have a buyer agreement signed with a commission built into that. And who's paying for that commission? So a lot of buyers don't have the funds to come up with that, to pay that at closing. So they're negotiating that into the sales contract for the seller to possibly help. So that's something else that can be used as a tactic to help with the negotiations. If you have the money as a buyer to pay your agent, do that on the side. Don't add it to the contract. But if you don't have it, then obviously that's something that you would need to put into the contract, asking the seller to cover that for you. So basically the buyer's financing it within the contract. Every seller has the right to say no, and if they do, well, then you can negotiate the amount of the commission that's going to be covered. You could take it out completely and figure out a different way to negotiate that with your buyer. But how it will affect the sale is there's a section now in the new contract that spells out exactly who's paying and what are they paying for that commission. My third and probably the most important tactic is get pre-approved. You need to have a pre-approval before you ever look at a house. You need to know how much you can afford before you walk through the door. Fall in love to find out you can't have that house. But if you have a pre-approval, that's something that a seller is going to look at, and they're going to feel more comfortable and confident that you're going to be able to close. How does someone get pre-approved? We set you up with a lender, or if you have a lender or you're going to use your bank. Everybody's different. Depends on what type of loan you're getting and what type of financing you need. So that's where we come in. We guide you through that process of getting that pre-approval for the type of loan that best fits your needs. The pre-approval process shouldn't take more than a few days. It's a matter of talking to a lender. They're going to ask for certain documentation to verify your income, your debt, pull credit, and then depending on the type of pre-approval, every lender does it a little bit different, but they can get a pre-underwriting approval. It's called AUS, the automated underwriting system, and they run you through that, and they can get you a pre-approval so that now you're not just pre-qualified. They looked at how much you make, they look at how much debt you have, and they looked at your credit score. Now we go one step further to get that approval. These negotiation tactics have saved thousands for my clients, and they can save money for you too. So whether you're starting your home search or already eyeing a property, knowing how to negotiate can make all the difference. If you need additional strategies, either message me, drop a question in the comments, or DM me.